Hello viewers and dear students, in this video I'll continue with Unit 4 Probability Distributions. Here we will learn about the Bernoulli trials and binomial distribution. Now these topics are from the student support material uploaded by CBSE. First we will see what are Bernoulli trials. Each time you roll a die or perform any experiment in probability, it is called a trial. So, if you perform any experiment in probability, we call it as a trial. If in an experiment a die is rolled thrice, then the number of trials is counted as 3. So, if we roll a die these 3 times, then the number of trials it is counted as 3. And each trial having exactly 2 outcomes, namely success or failure. And if in each trial we have only exactly 2 outcomes and these 2 outcomes are named as success or failure, then such trials are called Bernoulli trials. Independent trials which have only 2 outcomes, usually referred as success and failure, are called Bernoulli trials. Say for example, in this same experiment, here we can see that number of trials is 3. And say for example, if we consider success as getting an odd number, then the probability of success, we will be getting odd number if the number on the die shows 1, 3 or 5. So the probability of success, it will be equal to 3 upon 6. So how many ever times we roll the die, if our variable is getting an odd number is a success, this probability will remain the same. The probability of success will remain the same. Such trials are called Bernoulli trials. Now we will see the definition for Bernoulli trial. In a random experiment, a collection of trials is called Bernoulli trials if the number of trials is finite, the trials are independent by nature, each trial has exactly 2 outcomes defined as success and failure, the probability of success remains the same in each trial. So if these conditions are satisfied, then we say such a random experiment qualify as Bernoulli trial. So the number of trials should be finite and the trials should be independent by nature. Say for example, in an experiment of drawing balls, if the experiment consists of drawing balls without replacement, then such trials are not Bernoulli trials because those trials are not independent by nature. On the other hand, if in such experiments of drawing balls, if it is with replacement, then those trials are Bernoulli trials. And each trial should have exactly 2 outcomes, namely success and failure, and the probability of success should remain the same in each trial. So such trials are called Bernoulli trials. Now the probability of R successes in n Bernoulli trials, it is given by probability of R successes, it is equal to NCR, and then it is P power R Q power n minus R, where this P is the probability of success and Q is n minus P, such that P plus Q is equal to 1, where n is equal to number of trials, R is equal to number of successful trials 0, 1, 2, 3 up to etc. n, P is equal to probability of a success in a trial, Q is equal to probability of failure in a trial, and P plus Q is equal to 1. So if the given experiment it qualify as Bernoulli trials, then we can easily find the probability of R successes using this formula. If we know the number of trials and the probability of success. So using this we can find probability of R successes as NCR P raised to R Q raised to N minus R. Now this probability of R successes, this term, it is nothing but it is the R plus 1th term in the binomial expansion of Q plus P the whole raised to N. So if we use the binomial expansion, then we will get the R plus 1th term as this term. And here NCR, it is nothing but, you must have studied in combinations, NCR, it is equal to N factorial by R factorial into N minus R factorial. 4 factorial, for example, 4 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. Like that, N factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into up to etc. N. So this is the meaning of factorial. NCR is given by N factorial by R factorial into N minus R factorial. So the probability of R successes, it is calculated using this formula, and we all know the meaning of all the other terms. NCR is nothing but N factorial by R factorial into N minus R factorial. We will see about binomial distribution. The probability distribution of number of successes for a random variable x can be written as, now here let us say if we have the random variable x as Ri and probability of success Ri is equal to Pi. So we already saw the various values which this Ri can take are 0, 1, 2, 3 up to etc. R up to etc. N. So these are the various values which Ri can take. Now we already know probability of R successes. We know probability of R successes. It is given by NCR, then P raised to R, Q raised to N minus R, where P is the probability of success and Q is the probability of failure, with P plus Q is equal to 1. Now we can find probability of 0 success, 1 success, 2 success up to etc. if we substitute R as 0, 1, 2, 3 up to etc. So probability of 0 success, it will be NC0, then P raised to 0, Q raised to N minus 0. Then probability of 1 success will be NC1, P raised to 1, Q raised to N minus 1. Probability of 2 success, NC2, P raised to 2, Q raised to N minus 2. Probability of 3 success, NC3, P raised to 3, Q raised to N minus 3. Then up to etc. Then we have probability of R success, then up to etc. Probability of N success will be NCN, P raised to N, Q raised to N minus N. NCN, P raised to N, Q raised to N minus N. So we know what is probability of R success. So to find probability of 0 success, 1, 2, 3 up to etc. N, we just have to substitute the values of R accordingly. So this distribution, this is called the binomial distribution. So this probability distribution is called binomial distribution with parameters n and p. The binomial distribution with n Bernoulli trials and probability of success p is denoted by b of n comma p. So when we have a distribution of this form with n Bernoulli trials and probability of success given by p, then we call such a distribution as binomial distribution, and we say this random variable x follows binomial distribution, or we say this is the symbol x follows binomial n comma p. This is how we denote the random variable x if it follows binomial distribution with these parameters n and p, where n is the number of Bernoulli trials and p is the probability of success. Then we can use this notation to show that x follows binomial distribution. I hope this is clear. Now we will see the mean, variance, standard deviation of binomial distribution. In a binomial distribution having n number of Bernoulli trials, where p denotes the probability of success and q denotes the probability of failure, then the mean of such a distribution, it is very easy. It is given by np, and the variance of the distribution is given by npq. Standard deviation is root of variance, so it is root of npq. I don't think so the derivation is required. So if we remember this, it is sufficient. So all these are very interesting distributions. If you are able to find in any question the distribution is a binomial distribution, then we can easily use this formula to find the mean, variance and standard deviation. We should find what is n and what is p. Now we will solve some example questions. Prepare the binomial distribution b of 4 by 4 comma 2 by 3. So here we can see that the number of trials n is equal to 4. Here number of trials n is equal to 4 and the probability of success p is equal to 2 by 3. So from this we can find q is equal to 1 minus p, or it is equal to 1 minus 2 by 3. So q is equal to 1 by 3. Now we know n, p and q, and we also know probability of r successes. It is given by NCR, then p power r, q power n minus r. So using this formula we can prepare the binomial distribution. So here we have x is equal to Ri, and here probability of Ri is equal to Pi. And here we can see that number of trials are 4. So Ri varies from 0 to n. So here n is 4. So the various values which Ri can take are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we can find probability using this formula. In place of r we have to substitute 0, and in place of p it is 2 by 3, in place of q it is 1 by 3. Or let us write this as this is equal to n is 4, so 4 CR, then 2 by 3 the whole raised to r, 1 by 3 the whole raised to n minus r. 4 minus r, n is 4. So now let us substitute r as 0 here and let us simplify. So here we get 4C0, 2 by 3 the whole raised to 0, 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4 minus 0. So it is 4. So when we simplify this we get 1 by 81. Then for Ri is equal to 1, it is 4C1, 2 by 3 the whole raised to 1, 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4 minus 1, which is 3. So when we simplify we get this as 8 upon 81. Then when Ri is equal to 2, it is 4C2, 2 by 3 the whole raised to 2, 1 by 3 the whole square. So this is equal to, when we simplify we get 24 upon 81. Then we have r is equal to 3. Now let us substitute r is equal to 3. So it is 4c3 2 by 3 the whole raised to 3, 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4 minus 3, which is 1. So when we simplify, we get 32 upon 81. And then we have 4. So here it is 4c4 2 by 3 the whole raised to 4, 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4 minus 4, it is 0. So when we simplify, we get 16 upon 81. I hope this NCR formula, it is remembered by everyone. NCR, you must study in combinations. It is n factorial by r factorial into n minus r factorial. So using this, here we can see that 4c0 will be 4 factorial by 0 factorial into 4 minus 0 factorial. So 4 factorial by 4 factorial will be 1. So this one will be 1 by 3 the whole raised to 4, 1 by 81. Like that, each of these, if we simplify, we will get these values. If we want to find the mean and variance of this distribution, we can do it very easily. Mean is nothing but it is expectation of x, and we just now saw for binomial distribution the mean or expectation of x is given by np. Here n is 4 and p is 2 by 3. So it is 4 into 2 by 3, which is 8 by 3, or it is equal to 2.67. So this is the mean of this distribution. Then the variance is given by npq. So n is 4, p is 2 by 3, and q is 1 by 3. Calculated it here into 1 by 3. So it is 8 by 9, or it is equal to 0.89. So using the formula, we can find the mean and variance very easily if the distribution is a binomial distribution. The next question, if a fair coin is tossed 9 times, find the probability of exactly 5 tails, at least 5 tails, and at most 5 tails. So now here we can see that this experiment, they are repeated tosses of a fair coin, and it qualifies as Bernoulli's trials. And let us take, let x denote the number of tails in an experiment of 9 such trials. So here n is equal to 9, then the probability of success. Here x denotes the tail. So probability of success is probability of getting a tail, it is half, and q is equal to 1 minus p. So 1 minus half is again half. So the probability of r successes, it is given by 9cr half raised to r, that is p raised to r, then q raised to n minus r, or 9 half raised to 9 minus r. Using law of exponents, we can see that it is 9cr half raised to r plus 9 minus r. So it is half raised to 9. Let us simplify here itself so that it will be easy. So it is 9cr half raised to 9. So we can calculate probability of r successes using this formula. The first subdivision is exactly 5 tails. So exactly 5 tails means probability of x equal to 5. So probability of x equal to 5 means here r is equal to 5. So it is 9c5 1 by 2 the whole raised to 9. So this is equal to 9 factorial by 5 factorial into 4 factorial into half raised to 9, it is 1 by 2 the whole raised to 9. or 1 by 2 raised to 9. So this is equal to, here we can see that 9 factorial by 5 factorial into 4 factorial. 9 factorial we can write it as 5 factorial into 6 into 7 into 8 into 9 upon 5 factorial into 4 factorial is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4. So these two will go and this we can simplify. And here we have into 1 by 2 raised to 9. So again this 2 and this will become 1 by 2 raised to 8. So here we will get 63 upon 2 raised to 8, or it is 63 upon 256. 63 upon 2 raised to 8 is equal to 63 upon 256. So this is probability of getting exactly 5 tails. So probability of x is equal to 5 is 63 upon 256. Now coming to the next subdivision. B subdivision, probability of at least 5 tails. At least 5 tails means x greater than or equal to 5, or x greater than or equal to 5, it will be probability of x is equal to 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So that will be 9c5 half raised to 9 plus 9c6 half raised to 9 plus 9c7 half raised to 9 plus 9c8 half raised to 9 plus 9c9 half raised to 9. So here half raised to 9 is common. We can take it outside, and inside there will be 9c5, 9c6, 9c7, 9c8 and 9c9. So if we substitute each of these, if we expand each of these, simplify into half the whole raised to 9, we get this is equal to 1 by 512 into 126 plus 84 plus 36 plus 9 plus 1. So we get 256 upon 512. So probability of x greater than or equal to 5 is 256 upon 512. Now the last subdivision, probability of getting at most 5 tails. So at most 5 tails means probability of x less than or equal to 5. Now this is equal to 1 minus probability of x greater than 5, or it is equal to 1 minus half the whole raised to 9 into 9c6 plus 9c7 plus 9c8 plus 9c9. So x greater than or equal to, x greater than 5 means we have to substitute r as 6, 7, 8 and 9. So it will be half the whole raised to 9 into sum of all these. We just now found 9c6 is 84, 9c7 is 36, 9c8 is 9, 9c9 is 1. So this part, it will be, this is equal to 1 minus 120 upon 512, or this is equal to, so when we take LCM, we get 382 upon 512. Now let us simplify this. Here 256 by 512, I did not notice. So from this we get probability of x greater than or equal to 5. This will be half. So it is equal to half. And here probability of x less than or equal to 5, 382 by 512. Again we can simplify. This is 191 upon 256. This is probability of x less than or equal to 5. So for this question we are asked to find probability of exactly 5 tails, that is 63 upon 256, at least 5 tails half, at most 5 tails 191 upon 256. The next question, in a manufacturing unit inspection from a lot of 20 baskets which include 6 defectives, a sample of 2 baskets is drawn at random with replacement. Prepare the binomial distribution of the number of defective baskets. Also calculate expectation of x and variance of x for the random variable x. So similar problem was done in my previous video on probability distribution. There it was without replacement. So if it was without replacement, then we cannot consider this as Bernoulli trial. But here it is with replacement. So here we can consider this as a Bernoulli trial. So here x denotes the number of defective baskets in a draw of 2 with replacement. So the trials are Bernoulli trials because the probability of drawing a defective basket will remain the same in all these trials because it is with replacement. If it was without replacement, the probability of success, it will not remain the same. So these trials qualify as Bernoulli trials. So let us take x denotes the number of defective baskets in a draw of 2 with replacement. So here n is equal to 2 and x can take values 0, 1 and 2. So these are the various values which x can take. So let us draw the probability distribution table. Now let us find p. Since these trials qualify as Bernoulli trials, we will use binomial distribution to find the probabilities. If drawing a defective basket is considered a success, then p is given by, that is the probability of success, it is nothing but it is 6 by 20. Because here the number of defective baskets is 6, total number of baskets 20. So probability of drawing a defective basket will be 6 by 20 or it is 3 by 10. So from this we can find q. Q is 1 minus p, which is 7 by 10. So we know the probability of R successes. It is 2 CR, 3 by 10 the whole raised to R, 7 by 10 the whole raised to n minus R. Now we will find the values. So if for x is equal to 0, that is for no defective basket, the associated probability is 2C0, 3 by 10 the whole raised to 0, 7 by 10 the whole raised to 2 minus 0. So it is 2. Then probability of one basket, one defective basket, 2C1, 3 by 10 the whole raised to 1, 7 by 10 the whole raised to 2 minus 1, which is 1. Then 2 defective baskets, 2C2, 3 by 10 the whole raised to 2, 7 by 10 the whole raised to 2 minus 2, 0. So when we simplify, we get this one 49 by 100, this one 42 by 100, and here 9 by 100. So now we have easily found the probability distribution using probability of R successes, since these trials are Bernoulli trials. Now we have to find the expectation of x and variance of x. We Need not draw another row for XIPI and all. We know because it is a binomial distribution, expectation of x is equal to NP. Here n is 2 and p is 3 by 10, or this is equal to 0.6. Then variance of x, it is equal to NPQ. So it is equal to, here n is 2, p is 3 by 10 and q is 7 by 10, 0.42. So these are very interesting distributions. If we identify whether the distributions are binomial or not, we can easily find the answers for mean, variance, standard deviation, all these using the formula NP, NPQ and so on. In my next video, I will solve the exercise questions from this unit on the topic mean, variance and binomial distribution. I hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching.